It was a quiet evening in the small suburban town of Elmwood, when Daniel and his three best friends, Claire, Josh, and Emily, decided to investigate the old Finch House. The mansion had been abandoned for decades and was infamous among locals for being the site of unspeakable horrors. Rumors of ghostly apparitions, unexplainable noises, and people disappearing without a trace made it the perfect target for their YouTube channel, Teen Terrors. Equipped with flashlights, cameras, and a digital recorder, the group entered the house just as the sun dipped below the horizon. The air inside was thick and musty, filled with the scent of decay. Every creak of the wooden floorboards beneath their feet echoed like a scream in the oppressive silence.
All right, guys.
Daniel whispered into the camera.
We're in the Finch House. Let's see if we can capture some real paranormal activity.
They moved cautiously, their flashlights slicing through the suffocating darkness. The wallpaper peeled in long strips, revealing wooden slats beneath, and the ceiling sagged ominously in places. As they explored the first floor, nothing seemed out of the ordinary. But then Claire froze in her tracks.
Did you hear that?
She hissed. The group stopped, holding their breath. From somewhere upstairs came the unmistakable sound of footsteps, slow, deliberate, and heavy.
We're not alone.
Josh muttered, gripping his flashlight tightly.
It's probably just the house settling.
Emily said, though her voice trembled.
Let's check it out.
They ascended the grand staircase, its once polished banister now splintered and covered in cobwebs. As they reached the landing, the air grew colder, and a faint, sickly, sweet odor wafted toward them. Daniel shone his flashlight down the hallway. At the far end stood a door slightly ajar, revealing darkness beyond.
That's where the noise came from,
Claire said, pointing. Daniel led the way, the others following closely behind. The floor creaked under their weight, each step feeling like a countdown to something dreadful. When they reached the door, Daniel pushed it open with a trembling hand. Inside was a child's bedroom, frozen in time. Dust-covered toys lay scattered across the floor, and a tiny rocking horse stood in one corner. On the bed sat a porcelain doll, its eyes staring blankly at the group.
This is so creepy,
Emily whispered, filming the scene. Suddenly the rocking horse began to move, its creaking rhythm piercing the silence. The group stared in stunned disbelief.
Is this for real?
Josh stammered, his voice barely above a whisper. The digital recorder in Daniel's hand crackled to life, emitting a distorted voice that sent chills down their spines.
Why are you here?
It rasped. Claire screamed, dropping her flashlight, which rolled across the floor, casting wild shadows on the walls. The doll on the bed suddenly turned its head to face them, its painted lips curling into a sinister smile.
Run!
Daniel shouted, but as they turned to flee, the door slammed shut with a deafening bang. Panic set in as they pounded on the door, desperate to escape. The room grew colder still, their breath visible in the icy air. The doll began to laugh, a high-pitched mechanical sound that echoed around them.
We're not getting out.
Emily sobbed, tears streaming down her face. Daniel fumbled with the digital recorder, trying to make sense of the static-filled voices that now poured from it. Among the chaos, one phrase stood out, repeated over and over.
Leave while you can.
Summoning every ounce of courage, Josh picked up a chair and hurled it at the window. The glass shattered, and icy wind rushed into the room. One by one they climbed out, cutting themselves on the jagged edges in their desperation to escape. They hit the ground running, not stopping until they were well away from the house. Only then did they dare to look back. The Finch House loomed in the darkness, its windows glowing faintly as if illuminated from within. And at the broken window they saw the doll, its face pressed against the glass, watching them leave. To this day, the footage they captured remains on their YouTube channel, but the group never returned to the Finch House. They say the doll's laughter still haunts their dreams, a chilling reminder that some places are abandoned for a reason.